Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. Let's play NewsTower. This episode is going to start off with a major overhaul of our newspaper. We're going to want to expand a little bit. We're going to add a floor. We're going to add a printer module, and we're going to move some folks around. Probably going to go ahead and add a second assembler and typesetter. Probably going to add another reporter. We are starting to get a lot of tags with 3 telegraphers, and one of them has a couple of skill points. That's very, very helpful. We also can put globes on their desks. I haven't done that. That'll give them a point and pick up their pace a little bit. We have a very good tag from the mayor for every match we get for page combos. We're going to get 4 tags. 4 influence. That is remarkable. And then we're opening up Astoria, which connects us to the courthouse. That's a good thing too. All right, well, without further ado, we're going to close these down. We do have a pending lawsuit. It's due in 2 days. I don't know. Every unpressed file will cost us, so we're going to lose $600 because we do not have a lawyer to deal with these. We put them right here to keep them out of the way. But let's go ahead and get started with this overhaul. So this is going to be a serious rebuild of the tower, and there's going to be a lot of moving parts, and we're going to want it paused. The good news is your workers aren't disrupted during those things. I think if you move their desk, they have to go back and find where their desk is now located, but it isn't like they have to pack up all their stuff and then move and then unpack all their stuff and do that 2 or 3 times while you're kind of arranging, and that's a good thing. We also don't have anybody doing a lot of work right now, so this kind of is the perfect time to go ahead and get it done. So we're going to get started. 14,000. So we're going to spend about half of that by building another floor. And there it is. Boom. And then we've got a few other things we have to take into account with how we're going to arrange this. First of all, we have to have stairs up to that floor. That's always important. But I'm going to go this way, and there's a couple of reasons why I'm kind of going in the order I'm going. We're going to move this around quite a bit, and we're going to want a second staircase that is unattached to a lot of the working areas to prevent heat and noise from distracting workers. So if we turn on our comfort view, this is extremely loud, and the only reason this isn't bleeding through here tremendously is these panels. We remove those panels. Of course, it's making me a liar. There we go. It actually only needs the one. That's interesting. But in the grand scheme, if we can put in a solid wall, we block the sound altogether, block the heat altogether, and that is a good thing. So that's kind of the angle we're going for. Now, I like to do the reorg in normal view just because I don't like to have to worry about what those tags are until I'm where I want everything, and then I can start to kind of pay attention to them. Let's go ahead and get started. No time like the present. We're going to move this guy up here, and this doesn't have to be exact. I want enough space to give him the ability for this thing. Well, it's going to come up here and over to, whoops, too far, over to there. So our printer is good to go. We're going to need light. We're actually not dying for electricity, which in my humble opinion is a little unusual. Usually I'm really, really sweating electricity at this point. But with that said, I'm going to be adding more things that are going to need it. And since we're at a point where we're doing the reorg, I think we're going to go ahead and try to put a generator in. I think it'll just save us time in the long run. Rebuild once, not twice. So put some lights up here, and we'll go ahead and continue with at least getting things where I want them. And that, so this is going to get removed, and we're going to go ahead and drop in that 3rd printer module. That's going to cost us $1,000. And we're going to, I've got a problem putting it in a couple of places because of doors, of all things. I'm not quite sure. I wonder if this is keeping me from, that might be what the problem is, come to think of it. So when you move printer modules, yeah, it was because of where that was. It wasn't going to let me put it where I want it. Because printer modules are kind of important, I guess, with where you put them. You don't want to, and you can do this, right? You can drag this module out of here, you have to click on them and select the move icon. I think that move icon is available for pretty much everything, but most things let you just move them with it. Yeah, most things let you just move them without worrying about it. We could grab the sync and drag it around, and it knows we want to do that. With the print module, it thinks you want to run the print rollers, and so that's why it does what it does. Now we're going to connect this like this and like this, and there's really no huge super reason for why I'm doing that, other than it's kind of a pattern that I have for long term when we add 2 or 3 more floors, and hopefully it'll become a little more evident as we work through it. Now, a couple of other things that are going to need to move around. We have printer 3 here. We'll have printer, well, that's going to have to connect there. We'll have printer 2 we're going to put right next to it. If we can, we can. There it is. And then we got a couple of things that get a little weird. So I had mentioned that you can move through walls, and that's what we're going to do here. There's going to be a wall that allows us to get to there. And there's going to be a couple of other things that kind of get set up a little weirdly here as well. We are going to go ahead and buy the sales desk. Why are you buying the sales desk now? Actually, you know what? We're not going to buy the sales desk just yet. I think what we want to do is, yeah, we want to put this right here. I think he's the right width. So that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to have some doors going from here. So let's grab that. That's the wrong thing. I want it stairs. Stairs make doors. I said stairs. I said doors. I wanted stairs. So we're going to move this over just a little. And then we're going to try that again with the stairs. Come on. There it goes. And we can do that just fine. We can even move him back over a little bit. Now, we talked a little bit about how some of the walls are better at blocking sound. Now, if we go back to comfort mode here, we should see this generates a ton of sound. And we're going to come back and we're going to drop a brick wall in right there, and it completely eliminates the sound on that side of the wall. That's a good thing for us. We're going to put in industrial tile here to help with heat. We'll do some other heat reduction things as well. But at this point, we've got a really good start on what we want to do. Now down on floor 2, we're going to move this guy down to here. There is a method to the madness. I do want to make that clear. There's a plan. There's a plan here. We're going to move him. Now this is just temporary. Got to get him out of the way. I'll go ahead and put his stuff with him so I don't forget, because I'm good at forgetting. We won't need the wastebasket. We'll put that over here. Ultimately, I want to put a print module, if I can, right here. And there I can. That works. And then, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 parts to our printer. Is that right? Ian, page, 5 parts to our printer. Sorry, I was counting this guy and didn't need to. And he's going to keep flashing until we reconnect everything the right way. And that's going to be a minute. We're going to move this wall. Actually, we're going to move it entirely out. We're going to drag this to about there. I think that'll be far enough. Because we're going to want to connect this stairwell, if I can get to it. Oh, another reason I like to work out of normal view is you don't have to battle the tags that are telling you what's going on. I am going to go ahead and buy paper while I'm thinking about it. We're only going to buy 1 ring for now, or one load for now. So we're going to drag stairs down to here. As I mentioned, we're going to have like this back access door system to help cut down on overall sound. It's really what the plan is here. A couple of other things will be going on. and that'll become more obvious as we play through it. So I want to add printer, but it can't quite get as far as I want just yet. We'll put him, this goes with the typesetter. Let's put the typesetter here for now. She's like, what are you doing? Where'd my stuff go? If you've ever been through an office reorg, the pain is real, folks. Okay, I think that is how we want this to go. And that gets rid of the noise. Okay, so the noise of the flashing icons, at least for now. The sound noise is still going to be there for the time being. We'll address that here right about now. Also, you know, we can drag our workers and drop them by their desks if that, if timing is a problem. That does speed them up. I'm not going to do that just yet. I think we're okay on time. We're going to put a thick wall right here. Okay, so I think this is how I want my printer set up, and I'm going to want another wall here. Now what we have to be careful of is we don't want to isolate a room off so you can't get maintenance to it if they need to get there. And right now we're in pretty good shape. We're not doing that anywhere. I'm just trying to eyeball a couple of other thoughts on where things end up going. We are going to move, we'll go ahead and do this now. We're going to move, I always like to have the telegraphers at the very top of the building, mostly because they come to work and they never leave. So there's absolutely nothing that prevents us from just doing that. They can hang out up here and they're out of the way and they don't bother anybody. They do worry about sound. I can put a trash can in, get some panels up, and we do want to start giving them some of their bonuses, but we're going to hold off for just a minute. So the next thing we're going to do is move reporters out of here, just temporarily. This also gives us the opportunity to reorganize our reporters into better groupings for using their bonus items. No huge rhyme or reason to where I'm putting them right now, and in fact, I'm thinking I'm just gonna stash these. I will remember to put those up, I'm pretty sure. Probably would remember with the other things too. It might have been the wiser way to go. Okay, so what are we doing in here? Well, we are going to move people out of the way because we don't want them to get hurt. Number one, I'm going to drop the supply desk to right here. Why are you doing that? It'll all start to become obvious soon. We're going to put one of these here. And I think we're okay on lighting. Would like to have those big lights from the firehouse, but we don't have them yet. We're going to grab this wall and put here. And now we're going to put in the generator. So for me, putting the generator low makes sense because it's heavy machinery, and whoever puts a generator at the top of their building. I guess it can happen. I think in 1930 it would not have been a common practice. Frankly, I don't think having a generator in a building in 1930 for a newspaper was a common practice either, but let's not split hairs there. And I could be completely wrong. I was not a newspaper man in the 30s. We're going to add industrial wall to help control temperature a little bit right there. I think we're okay with the light, but we're going to have to add some other temperature reducing things like fans, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. I'm going to grab this fan though and put here. Oh, that's the acoustic panel though. Grab this fan, put it here. That'll help in this room a little bit. Guard is going to be okay for now. Now, the one downside to what I'm trying to do here is we don't have the elevator yet, and I'm going to be leaving some space for where the elevator ends up going. I kind of have this thought that eventually if you can get your elevator on the side, that might be your best bet. Once you're rolling in money and you can just add floors however you want, and space isn't a big issue, probably a lot easier. Early on though, you know, we got to be very careful with the space that we use. So I am going to leave space right next to this doorway and going up for the elevator. That's kind of my plan long term. Short term, we won't have it. We have to leave stairs in there, and that's fine too. But we're going to have to remove this guy and remove this guy. And that's not ideal because it currently, for a minute, blocks off a bunch of rooms. But we're going to put some other folks where they end up long term. If I can find them. End up with this guy down here. Let's move those lawsuits. Oops. Let's move those lawsuits. Yeah, let's put them in by the furnace. Why not? By where the coal goes. Okay, we're going to put this guy here. We're going to leave some space there for one of those slug trays when we finally have one. That'll be beneficial, but we can put his things right here, and that will help him immediately. Good there. I'm going to move the light over a little just so it's not quite so we don't run into darkness problems with this guy. I think we'll be okay there. I'm going to bring his item of production down here. I think he only had the one. So far, so good. The bathroom is going to get redone. We're going to move this to here and this to here. Although it won't fit just yet, we're going to have to move this worker over here, this to here. I'm going to just get them out of the way for the time being while we're doing this remodel. And we're going to add one more because we're going to have more workers in time. And so why not just get that handled? I want to put in 2 sinks because, again, we're going to have more employees, and the sinks help with, I believe the sinks help with smell, right? Might want to put one on each side, come to think of it. It's not utility, it's comfort. And you got to find it, and my mouse is going too fast. There it is. It does help with smell, counter smell. We put it, yeah, so you know what maybe might make sense is, what if we move this to there, put a sink in between. I don't know, maybe that's a good idea, maybe not. There we go. We'll give that a try. I think we could have done worse. And we'll move this wall over one. And of course we will make it tile because that helps a lot. So come up here and we'll find tiles, and drop them in that room, and spending a little money. We are burning through money, and that's something to be mindful of. We could take out a loan though if we run over, but we will be done with what I want to set up, and then we won't need to mess with it for a while. And that's kind of where I want to land with this today. Move this one, and we put the sink right there, and that is good to go. We're still missing a way for them to get up here, and that is something we do need to deal with. And I think what we'll do is drop in a stashed door. I think we have a couple of our stairs rather, and I think we can go from here to here. Yep, that'll work. We're going to do that for now. Not perfect, but it is a good temporary measure. Okay. We'll want to take this wall out. Does this help at all? It does help there. Let's go ahead and just get this up here for now. And then, so we put a reporter here. Our reporters are going to tend to be, actually we got them pretty close to where I want them, except we need to order them so that they make sense. But we're going to have 4 reporters here, and we're going to go ahead, this is where it starts to get expensive, we're going to go ahead and have the second assembler and typesetter. We're going to put them on the 3rd floor here. Okay, and I want to check on our back stairwell as well. We've got, these rooms are accessible, this room is accessible, this room is accessible. I think, well, oh no, yeah, we did kind of move this around a little bit, didn't we? My bad. So what am I thinking? Can't do that. Can't do, oh, we can do that. Interesting. I didn't think we'd be able to do that. Let's try that for now, see what happens. Eventually one of these will go away, but for now, again, temporary measures, we need to kind of add some stuff. So I have the 1st floor pretty much exactly how I want it. I have the 2nd floor close to how I want it. It's got most of the major pieces to it. We're starting with the reporter. So let's see which reporter is which. Probably the best way to do that is to look at the bonuses and see which desks light up. So if we go with sports, these 2 are sports, okay? Well, that's a good start. Entertainment, okay? So I'm kind of seeing where we could optimize that a little bit. Politics, that's good. Crime, okay. So I think what we'll do is we're going to move them all over one, basically. We're going to put him here, them here, them here. I think I remembered the order correctly, and that there. Then we put sports memorabilia, we'll put right there. Entertainment, we'll put right there. Election map, we'll put one there, and we'll decide what to do with the other. Crime. Okay, that way better than I thought it was going to be. So we have 4, we have 5 reporters, and we're going to want a 6th. I'm leaning to moving this wall and just going ahead and sliding them. Not enough room. Okay, so that's fine. This will help cut down on noise and other comfort issues if we drop this in here. We got this one lone reporter that maybe we move up here for now. And we're going to hire another reporter this week, I think. Probably makes a lot of sense. So we have our assemblers. We're going to have a second set of assemblers up here, an assembler and a typesetter. We're going to move this desk. I thought it would fit there. Checking where I normally would put it. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. So let's move. Do we have a stashed wall? If we have a stashed wall, we do not. We have a stashed clock. Well, let's go ahead and get the clock on the wall somewhere. We'll try to make their jobs a little more bearable. Going to grab a wall width door. Okay, where do I want to go with that? No, I think that's good. Right about there, I think. I think the method will play out in a bit. Oh, I know where I wanted to go with it. Just occurred to me. I wanted to go with it right here. And then I think we can put... It's going to be too wide, isn't it? Oh, it does fit right there. Look at that. So we can run that printer belt up there. They'll be fine. Okay. This one, we're going to go ahead and move this wall over just a little bit. No reason not to. And we're going to put the workbench up here for now. What I'm trying to do is open up space here for new typesetters. The extra door makes a bit of a problem there, but we have to have the door. I'm trying to decide, this door does not connect there. You know, that might almost Solve two problems. If we move that door to there, put it off of this one, we just have to move them all over a little bit. We can swap the workbench back to where it was. Let's try that. So we're gonna stash, and that middle door just got stashed automatically because of that. So we're gonna, am I on the right one? I'm on the wrong one now. I want this door to here. So let's go to the stash, stairs, here to here. That worked. Stashed stores here to here will work because we're going to move that one over a little bit. And all of that becomes moot once we put in the elevator. So there we go. Stairs here to here. Okay, all the rooms are accessible now. We have more doorways than we want, but we're gonna deal with that. Workbench is gonna go here. We'll just go with that for now. He does not need to be in a a heat-controlled environment. So let's go ahead and give him some regular wallpaper. This one, same deal. So we had talked about how the printer belts do not cause sound. I just want to demonstrate that here. I think the sound we're seeing is actually just bleed from over here. This isn't because of this guy. So we'll see what we can do. We're going to change the wall type in here. Now temperature is a problem in there. If we go that route, we can put in a fan. And that's what we'll do. Comfort, fans. Looking forward to getting the big fan. We don't have it just yet, but soon. Okay. So the big fan, we can sit above things, and that's really helpful. Put that there. We can put an acoustic tile in here, and that will help as well. Temperature over here, I guess another fan. As you can see, we're starting to jump up on our power. At least I think. Oh, we added the generator, so it's dropped way, way, way down. But where are we now? We're at 43 of the 100. We wouldn't have needed to build it yet. So that's good to know. And I want to put my additional typesetter and assembler. Man, those words just escape me. I want to put them on the third floor if possible. So let's go with the assembly table being on the corner, and the clock is in the way, of course, because that's what always happens. Okay, let's just move it over here for now. Assembly table. I'm going to take this wall out. And for now, we don't have the slug tray. We're just going to drop them in right there, and then kind of add their bonuses that we want for the simple items, as opposed to the one big one in the middle. Production accessories, day planner for this guy. They have their day planner, yeah. Bulletin board for this guy. Calendar. Come on. I am out of money. Okay, so we're going to take out a loan. We haven't had to take out a loan. If I hadn't bought the generator, we'd probably be okay. We'll just go ahead. Yeah, we're going to spend a little money in interest this week, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. So we're going to go with that. $5,000 allows us to finish up what we were doing there, which was trying to put a calendar on the wall right there to help him. We haven't even hired him yet. We'll get them next. This can probably move a little bit. In fact, I'm not even sure I fully need that right now. Those are things you can use all the time, though, and they're good for you. So globes. We're going to add globes to the telegrapher desks. There we go. This is a reporter. Reporters can use that too. In fact, I guess that reporter can. Doesn't have any light yet, does he? Move this over here. We're going to put in 2 reporters here and a light. I'm going to hold off on actually buying the desk for the reporter, but that's where we'll put it in here for now. Once they're good to go, and then we'll finish moving things around. Otherwise, I think we have everything we started with. We can add a sales desk. We can add eventually a law desk. This guy, this is where it becomes helpful if this guy doesn't mind sound, because he's got sound from the printers coming to here, not from this. Again, that's not what's causing it. So that's where we might want to put this. Yeah, that'll help cancel that out. He'll be in good shape. Okay. We'll go ahead and mark this one for temperature. Making it industrial. That'll help there. And we do have a sound issue there. I keep doing that. That wasn't intentional, folks. Comfort, comfort. Okay, so a couple of things. An air vent helps a lot in this room until you can get the big fan. We'll be going after that soon. We're going to center this light, not that it'll matter much. And then I think we're going to see if a fan helps too. And it puts it back to a noise problem. If we do that, a little bit of temperature, but noise. Yeah, so we're just kind of trying to walk the line here of what works better or worse. A little bit of temperature here, probably coming from this door. So that's something that we'll have to get addressed in the long run. But for now, I think I'm okay with it. We do have a fan here. We need to hire these folks. Let's go ahead and do that. The typesetter first. Well, no tags, but only $60 and a skill point. Welcome to the sounding rocket. And then the second one is the assembler. He's expensive. He is noise tolerant. Look at that. It'd be awesome if he was, you know, like a sweeper. So this is where you might want to swap out some of your employees. You know, if I could find a sweeper that is noise tolerant or temperature tolerant, I can use them. They'll spend more time in this area, so it won't be as much of a problem for them. That's kind of the thought on why you might put something where you do. Eventually, this will kind of clear out some, because we'll have elevators. A lot of these doors will go away, and that cuts down on the travel of the heat and the sound. But I think temporarily we can just handle it with comfort items, and we should be okay. He doesn't mind working in the dark, but he doesn't otherwise help us. She is frugal, 50% of normal resources. I think this is a good thing, right? Uses 50% of resources when working. I think we're going to go with Audrey. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hire Audrey, and now we are full up again. We only used $1,300 of the money that we borrowed, a little over $1,320. And so we honestly could go and drop the interest rate by paying a little bit of that back right now. Not going to clear it completely out. Something might come up. Oh, we're going to have to pay lawsuits. Yeah, that's coming up. That'll be $600. So we'll stop right there. Hang on to that. Let's go ahead and get started on this week. And I'm going to turn off the comfort tags. We'll only see the major things that are huge problems. We need to buy coal. We do need to buy coal. Technically, we don't need to buy coal. We're only using 46 points. We get 50, and then the generator adds 50. So actually don't need it yet. We will need somebody that comes in here and sweeps more often. So eventually this may move into another area. I don't know that I have a better place for it right now, though. So we'll go ahead and stick with it right there, and let's just go ahead and get this week done and see where we land. And as a refresher, we got crime stories coming in. We could use sports and triumphant. And here's a sports story. I was really hoping it would be triumphant. Now, from my perspective, I like the left arrows better. We'll need to talk about that a little more long term. But it seems to me you get more right arrows than left arrows. So when I see a left arrow story, I tend to grab them. the right arrow stories move things to like a sensationalist newspaper, and I mean, it's a game. You can do it however you want. It's easier probably to go that route because, like I said, it feels like there's more right arrows than left arrows. There we go. We'll put Charlotte on there. We can do up to 9 stories this week, and I think we're going to challenge that. So let's look at our reporters. We're going to go ahead and buy that reporter desk. That is one more thing we needed to get before we completely call it quits, and one more reason not to have, paid off that last $1,000 that we thought we could. Let's hire a reporter, and while we're doing that, we can come over here to staff, reporters, and see what skills we already have. Also, when you float over tags, it tells you how many people of that type you have. So, at least I thought it did. Now I'm double guessing that. There's somewhere where it does show you how many you have. I guess maybe that is on the job bank for reporters. All right, there it is. So how many already have this skill? Assigned skill. So we have 3 political reporters. We have 2 entertainment. We have 2 economy, 3 crime, 3 society, 2 sports, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3. So Chris White is very expensive, but he's a quick study, gains a lot of experience. He's expensive. It might be worth it, particularly since, we do have this guy who peaks at the end of the year, but then resets. He's a little cheaper. This is a heat tolerant. Don't really need to worry about that with reporters. Lucky, they tend to avoid getting beat up and getting the bad breaks on stories when you drop them on those. Not a bad idea to have somebody like that. I'm just trying to balance out. But we already have 3 of, I think we're going to go with Chris, even though he's expensive. He will level up very quickly. We'll see that over the next few episodes. And he has 2, he covers 2 types that we only have 2 reporters on already. V2 types that we only have 2 reporters on. So that gives us some flexibility there. We will now have 4 crime reporters. The mayor might not like that when he does the weeks where he asks us not to print crime, but that's okay. So we now have our 6 reporters. We're in good shape. We're going to go. And this is a bribe. All right. Well, we don't have a whole lot of money. It is a society job. I don't remember how many of those do we have. Okay, we're going to get paid for tags, tag matches. So we do want to match as many as we can. It is Tuesday. Maybe isn't the worst idea to go ahead and pursue this. So let's click it, and they're going to probably agree pretty easily. And we'll do one more. That did the deal. Might have been able to wait a little longer. I don't know. All right. Well, Chris is the new guy, right? Let's just drop him on there. Have him have at it. I think it's a different Chris, though, isn't it? I think they had a different combination there. We'll see. We'll see. Easy way to tell is we click him right there. Chris White, not Chris Smith. So we'll come back around to Chris White next time we can put him on a story. We'll do that. Now might be the time. You never know. Chris White, he's up. Okay, it's telling us we need coal at this point. We might want to go ahead and do that. But first we're going to put Chris on this story. There he is. So doesn't have a point in, what was it? I thought, okay, it's sports. It's it's a day and a half story, and it's going to take him a day and a half because he has no points. That makes sense. Okay, so there we go. Let's go ahead and buy some coal. We'll do a small delivery first week and, wait till we have some money back in the bank. Bobby Jones is retiring. Well, it looks like it's a good thing we hired another sports reporter because that's a hot topic news story, and it is big. And we just sent Chris out. We're going to bring him back, and we're going to handle this one. This is going to be more beneficial in the long run. So One there. Let's go find that story Chris is working. Sorry, Chris, come on back in. And now we're getting a ton of sports stories, of course, but we can wait on the other ones. This one goes away in 18 hours. We need to handle that right away. Chris, we'll put here. Charlotte, we'll put here. That'll be those three. That's good. And we have a politics story coming in. Robert, okay, so this, first of all, Robert has a tag that he has a chance of sloppy reporting, so we need to see what's bothering Robert. Second, this is an unpopular story. It is a negative news tag. So I think, out of the interest of economy, and well, and there's those lawsuits. I should have paused. Sorry about that. We're paused now. So I can have him do this story even though he's going to be sloppy and save Chris Sherman. Man, I have a lot of Chris's, don't I? We might need to rename some folks. Robert can do this story, and we just don't end up printing it. He does the story. He gets his sloppiness out of the way. It's an unpopular story. We might not want to print it anyway. I think that's what I might do. And then Chris is good. He doesn't have any negatives to begin with. And this is a chance, but I've almost always seen where they happen if they have this on there. It's like a very good chance that it'll happen. So we'll go with we'll go with Robert on this one, and we will just plan on tanking that story at the end of the day. And then let's also find out what's wrong with Robert. If we can find his desk, because he might just be in the field and we can't see him if that's the case. There he is. Okay, so what is wrong with Robert right now? Come on, Robert. All right, well, I thought we could click on him and find out what's going on. Since he's not actually a body we can click on right this second. He might be on the stairs. That's definitely not him. All right, we'll just wait till he comes back in and we'll see what's wrong with him. With where his desk is, it could be lighting, although no, he should be okay on lighting. We'll see. Okay. Man, I am wasting time here. Sorry about that, folks. So we're going to send Lucille out on this story. There we go. We don't have any of our sports reporters yet. Saw the word press room, and I think that's what I started to say. We got the hot topic done. That's good. These guys should free up now. 1 day, 12 hours. Well, there's going to be good matches. So matching is good to begin with. Secondly, I thought I was paused. Secondly, we want sports stories because it's a hot topic. So we're going to try to get this one done as quickly as possible. So we're going to put Elaine on it because she has 2 points. That's the thinking there. This one is good to go. This one is good to go. She's almost done. There we are. I think that's the one we just looked at. And our reward is the metal slug trolley. Okay. Well, that is one that you want to activate as quickly as you can because it benefits both of your production spots. And as we've seen, at least in my playthrough and how I play, that tends to be a slowdown. So we're going to drop it right there, and it helps both of them. Eventually, we will move these desks apart and do the same. In fact, we could do it right now. I thought I had the reason I didn't do that. And the second one. So everybody's got a good bonus to their work now. We should get some few more things done. All right. Feeling like we're in good shape now at this point. And is this? It is Robert. Let's find out what's ailing Robert. He's feeling uncomfortable. He leveled up with crime. That's good. That is the reason to send folks on stories, even if you're not going to do them. They do level up. It gives them points. So that's something to consider. His conditions. Yeah, he's uncomfortable. Okay, so he's up here. You know what? We have that clock that I don't think we ever placed. We did place the clock. Well, we'll just go to comfort items. We'll place another clock right next to his desk, and that should help. And then the other thing we can do is add a small plant. and that should help too. We can put that under his desk. You can also, oh, it's on his desk. Okay. Well, that, hopefully he doesn't mind. And he's not allergic and all those things. But that should help with his mood until we can kind of make things a little more right as we move through the game. Okay. Back to paying attention to if I have buttons held down or not. That time I got it right. This is a burning, oh, we want triumphant. So let's get somebody who can get it done. Okay, wait a minute. Something's confusing there. She's got a low concentration, so she's having some trouble thinking too. Chris will level up faster. He should be okay with this. Let's make sure. Okay. So 50-50 there. With her concentration bad, we want to address that. Sports. That's not her. We'll find her in a minute. Okay, so we found her. Let's go ahead and get some comfort items near her as well. We'll just put a plant on her desk, and hopefully that helps alleviate the problem. I think this was her. Nope. Wrong desk. There we go. Don't know what happened to the sound there. Sorry, folks. I don't think that was me, but nonetheless. We're heading into Sunday. Got a couple of new stories popping up. I think that one, the other one was older. I forgot to go back to it. Let's go ahead and 61%. He's concentrating better. Let's see if, yeah, we've got concentration issues. I'm going to have to address that. Some of it could be moving them around too. That might disrupt their day enough. That might be a factor that doesn't readily show up on the screen, but might be what's going on there. And yeah, we got more and more folks struggling with concentration, so going to need to figure that out. Chances of sloppy reporting. We're going to hold off. Let's see if we can address some of that here in the interim on Sunday. Prestige items helps with that as well. We haven't really focused on those at all. We're just going to, can I put a plant on the, you usually can put a plant on the floor near things and that kind of helps some as well. Let's make sure there's not anything like heat or temperature over here. Let's go ahead and put a fan in here just in case that's part of the problem. Put it there. Yeah, I'm not sure there's much more we can do for that. Soon we will have mirrors, and mirrors help with smell, so that problem will go away. He's irritated about something, probably not unlike the rest. Let's see if we can get another plant down here. Didn't go where I thought it would. So I'm thinking it was a no. We'll put it there. Helps with a couple of people. So I do experience this periodically. Not every game, but once in a while I have this lull where I miss something and everybody's concentration goes completely berserk. It's just a matter of powering through it, having a bad week or two of news articles. You know, you don't want that, but it's what happens. And we'll put Lucille on this. She seems to be in decent spirits. Chris, let's put Chris on it. He's recovering in that area. And then the other crime story, we got two of them to do anyway. So we'll drop. This has a politics edge to it. Chris is not in a spot right now where we can trust him with that. So we'll go up here. We will have a statement story next week. That'll be good. Okay, that's all the stories out there. We're going to fast forward to the end of the day. Pause, not unpause, Chad. There we go. And we're going to print our newspaper. Stories that are ready. Well, I think there is an obvious leader in the who goes on the front page, and that's going to be this guy, 64,000 papers right off the bat. And then we're going to want to match as many tags as we can because that is something that is being demanded this time around. So we have crime, society, inspiring, adventurous, and investigative. We don't have any investigative tags that I'm seeing. Let's go look at, okay, so we added a page. I forgot about that. Let's go look at page 3 real quick. You'll notice that its format is different. Doesn't really change anything, but they do kind of play with that a little bit, and I really, really like that. I think that's kind of special. So we're going to put all our sports stories on this page back here, and we're going to have a few matches because of that. And I am okay with that. We have triumphant, which we needed. We've got all our tags in already there. I don't know how many matches we have yet. It'll tell us eventually. Back to the front page, and we'll finish that one up. So crime and society are the easy ones to find. We could go with the to society. I think that's what we'll do. We're going to go with society and society, even though it's only a couple of matches there. But then we're going to put this silver down here. That's good for us. Notice we're already up to 141,000. Actually, how high were we before printing that last page? 116. So we weren't quite to our record, but now we're way over our record. And we're going to skip that unpopular story. You'll notice he did not get a sloppy tag. I'm a little surprised by that. I'm honestly not sure I'd ever seen where I didn't get those tags when somebody had the condition happening. We'll drop this here. And are there any more matches? That is a double match. I think that's the one we go with. And it's more tags. So there we have it. I'm looking forward to seeing what our bonus is with the hidden agenda. Paper looks good. 159,000 copies being printed. Here we go. And we will cover real quick what happens with those loyal subscribers that it kind of tried talking us through a little bit. Okay, sales record, that's always a good thing. All right, let's move on. So, hidden agenda, we got 4, which means we only got one match, I guess. Maybe it only matches, it's just a one-off thing. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work out. We'll see here when we go to the next page. But there we have it. Got a lot of money. We are paying a little bit in loan interest. We'll see that here in a second. 3 tags there. Side-by-side reading. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why we only got it once, unless maybe it had to be economics. That is possible. I think this icon does change. So maybe it just wanted economics side-by-side. Economic matches. I think we maxed that out. I'm okay with it. We'll go back and look, but probably okay. So here's that new page on perception and subscribers. So as you can see, an informational paper is to the left, a sensational paper is to the right. Right now we are moderate. How exactly this works, I'm not fully sure, but what we just did is locked in 3 readers in this middle column here. And going forward, what we're going to do is as those left and right arrows come up, this box will slide back and forth. And as that happens, as we advance, the new loyal subscribers end up in that category. You'll see these things down here. These are bonuses. These end up being new traits that we can get. And here in the middle, this is protesters, and I can't remember what that is, but it's not good. And if you end up dropping people in that middle section in one of those, you get penalized. So next week, we don't want to move over 2 spots to the left, or we'll hit this. We could pretty much do anything else, but well, I'm sorry, this will be next week, and then the week after that, we will not wanted to move over 2. We'll want to stay in this range probably, maybe go after this guy. And you can kind of see further down, gives you the whole year, doesn't it? So we can see over the year what we might want to do. If you hit these, it's standard. It penalizes you the way it normally does with protesters or whatever. Like I said, I can't remember what this one is. Click, oh, there we go, boycott. Trigger a boycott. That's not something we've covered before. We'll see that eventually though, so we'll check that out. Yeah, so I think we can move on. Here's the ads that are going to be available to us when we build that sales desk, and I think we're going to be ready to do that this next week. So we'll see what kind of ads are available to us. there's kind of the overall breakdown. We paid 3% interest in the loan, so we lost $90 due to loans. That's pretty good. It would have been 5% loan on $5,000 would have been $250. So I'm glad we paid back what we did. And then finally, Agnes advanced as a telegrapher. Okay, let's pick our new agendas. Awesome. So we are going to go for the courthouse. We have the courthouse. We can get the lawyer at this point, and that's a no-brainer. We're going to go ahead and grab it. I don't have any huge ones that I'm trying to chase down right now, so that's good. We do now have the 3 parts of the paper, so we could go here and we could grab that. Let's see if we have any matches already. We do not. Then the other one I want to go for is the elevator, and I thought we had one of these on the way in, actually. Maybe that was the one we spent. I think I want the elevator first, if for no other reason than I can kind of get my tower to a point where I know it functions fairly well, design-wise, and then we'll worry about the Lowe's Theater next week. Hopefully we can find one of these. Usually we will. So let's go with that one. And then the mayor wants print no economy this week. Well, that's not going to happen. We already have a tag out there, and we've been kind of working for the mayor recently. They still want 2 mob stories, and we still haven't seen a mob story. We're going to go ahead and do it. If nothing else, maybe it'll prompt some mob stories to come up. We'll see. We'll accept it. We're not getting thugs if he doesn't like it, so we'll just have to see what the overall outcome is. And there you have it. We are starting a new year, January of 1931. A great day, a great year in the news cycle, and some interesting stories coming up. I really appreciate you following with me. Hope you're learning something and finding something you like in this game. It is a fantastic game to play. I'm really enjoying it. Probably going to play a little more today myself. And other than that, thanks for your time. Until next time, fair travels.